Hey guys, welcome back to Blue Mountain Bushcraft and Outdoors. A little bit different format than what you're used to seeing from me. I'm not going to be reviewing anything today. I am on my last day off of a 3-day weekend, and the past 3 weeks I think everyone in my house has been sick for at least some period of that time, including myself. So I've had no time to get out and do anything. And I'm just dying to get out for a little walk in the woods. So we're going to drive up to the trailhead at the Appalachian Trail here, not too terribly far from my house. Take a little walk back into the woods to a spot I know. Cut a little wood, start a fire, make some coffee, nuts around till it's time to come home, and just decompress a little bit. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. And I'll take you along for the ride. See ya. All right, let's hit it. So this is one of the many springs along the Appalachian Trail where you can pretty reliably find water all year. This whole area tends to be pretty wet, less so in the dry summer months. There's almost always water coming out of there. Good resource to know where to find. Silence. So of course I had to bring a number of cutting implements with me because that's just what I do. Let's dig into the pack down here and see what we can find. Just brought the German surplus mountain rucksack with me today. Like this thing. It's simple, rugged, does what I need to for the short term. So obviously, I brought my Scrama because I love this knife. What else I got in here? Tops Hog 4.5, probably, in my estimation, one of the best all-around knives in Tops lineup. This thing does not get anywhere near the credit it deserves. What else do we bring? An N-Trek Javelina. Recently traded into this one, have not had much of a chance to use it. So we'll play around a little bit today, see how it compares to the Hog. And last but definitely not least, oh yeah, no trip's complete without a Silky. This one is a Gomboy. I forget the size. One of the larger ones. It's got the curved blade. Fantastic all-around saw. There's a lot of days when I want to come out here and make feather sticks, and I'd love to do that today, but there just simply isn't time. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and use some man-made tinder to get things going. That is Entrek javelina, mostly designed as a hunting knife, as you can see from the design. It's got a very shallow hollow grind on it. The previous owner really did a hell of a job putting a convex edge on it. It's extraordinarily sharp. As you can see, it feathers beautifully. Nice heavy-duty knife. I like Entreks quite a lot. Alright, so I've been pretty anxious to get this Entrek javelina out here, play with it a little bit. For those of you who aren't aware of who Entrek is, they are a custom knife shop. They've been making knives since, I believe, like the 70s. They've been around a long time. They work exclusively in 440C stainless steel. They don't cringe at that. They have the process for working with this down like nobody else. They know how to temper this and heat treat it, and they do a really good job. 440C and an Entrek knife is nothing to sneeze at there, but it holds an edge extremely well. It's very tough, and yeah, it's good stuff. I picked this up in a trade. I've got one other Entrek knife, and have tested yet another one, and I've liked all of them so far. They perform extraordinarily well. Sorry, still not 100% over this cold or whatever it is that I got. This particular knife is designed more for hunting. I think you can tell that from the design. It's got a little bit of a hollow grind there. It's not real deep, but it's enough to thin the edge out. The previous owner put a really exceptional convex edge on here, so I haven't done anything to the edge. It cuts like a champ, but it's not the factory edge. Blade stock on these is about 3/16 of an inch thick. If you look up Entrek on YouTube, you'll see some older videos of his process for making knives. If you're into that kind of thing, it's worth your while to watch. This will make a hell of a hunting knife. I'm gonna tell you, just for general woodworking, pretty well. That edge helps. That edge is great. Handle is canvas micarta. It's contoured. It's not polished, which means it's got some pretty good texture to it. It's nice and grippy. Feels good in a variety of different hand grips. It is jimped. I know a lot of you guys don't like jimping. For me, I don't care one way or the other. This jimping is a little on the aggressive side, but it really does lock your thumb in place. Yeah, I think that one's going to be a keeper. I like it. Tops Hog 4.5. I gotta tell you guys, this knife is a sleeper in the Tops lineup. This has easily the most comfortable handle of any of their knives I've ever used. It's got an extremely usable blade design. It is pretty much a full flat grind. I've only touched up the factory edge on this. I really haven't reprofiled it or done anything to it. And I've used it a lot. It just works. This is a hell of a design. You can see, it does feather sticks like a champ. This is the top sheath. It's one of their bushcraft sheaths. It is not the sheath that this knife comes with, unfortunately. Tops, if you watch this, please offer this knife with this sheath. I'm not gonna mince words with it. The sheath that this is supplied with is one of their nylon sheaths, and it's terrible. It's just terrible. Retention is horrible. It just sucks. I hated it. Fortunately, I was able to find this sheath, I think on Amazon for like $30 or $35. You know how Amazon is. Sometimes you can get them cheap, sometimes they're more expensive. I get a good deal on this. There's no belt loop on it. It's just a dangler, but it's got a big heavy D-ring and a belt keeper. You can pop on and off without having to take your belt off. I like that. And the Hog fits in here like it was designed for it. Fire steel loop, which is nice. So if you're gonna get a Hog, which I highly recommend that you do, if you're in the market for something like that, go out and look for one of these sheaths. See if you can find a deal on one. They're pretty nice. Or make one yourself. That's what I'd planned on doing. Anyway, this is the Hog 4.5. It stands for Hunter of Gunmen. Designed by Dave Williams. He is a gunnery sergeant. I think he was Force Recon. Don't quote me. In the Marine Corps. He designed this thing. He is on YouTube, Survivology 101. Goes by the name Norseman. He's got a great channel. Doesn't put out near enough stuff, but nevertheless, he's got a pretty good channel, so go check him out. He also does custom knives, this design and several others. So This was his foray into the production world. He chose Tops. Tops, of course, uses 1095 differentially heat treated, which isn't that be-all end-all steel. It's good. It's not my favorite, but it gets the job done. It's tough. It's easy to sharpen, holds an edge well. It's a good all-around steel. This stuff has Tops powder coating on it, which kind of wears smooth after you pound on it enough. So there's not a whole lot of resistance like with some of their powder coating. Tell you what sets this thing apart is the handle. Looks pretty similar to that end trick, doesn't it? It's contoured. It's got some great lines to it. And this thing just fits my hand like a freaking glove. I don't know why this knife doesn't get the recognition it deserves in the Tops lineup. Maybe because they just come out with so many different designs. But you can pick this one up for pretty regularly for I think about $120. When I bought this, I bought it for I think it was just slightly under $100. This one I got from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. They had a really good price on it. I used a coupon, got a percentage off, and I got it for under $100, which was a screaming deal for this blade. This thing's awesome. I've used this on several outings, and I absolutely love it. It's built like a tank, but that blade geometry is really nice. Nice centered drop point, full flat grind, great edge geometry, easy to maintain, and that handle's just awesome. It doesn't do woodwork as well as say my Skookum Bush tool, but it's a lot more robust than my Skookum is. And I gotta tell you, for being a full flat grind as opposed to a Scandi grind, it doesn't have that acute edge that the Scandis do. It does really well. It'll easily carve notches. It's great in a variety of different hand positions. It just bites in great. And as you already saw, the feather's terrific. A friend of mine, Ed, one of those guys that absolute wealth of knowledge. Doesn't do a whole lot of social media, but when he talks, I listen. He highly recommended this, so I grabbed it. This is one knife I won't get rid of. As a matter of fact, this makes me want to get rid of some other knives, save up, and get one of Norseman's Customs. This thing rocks. What do you say? Let's see if that is ready. Sure looks like it. Oh yeah. Coffee time. All right, guys. Guess it's about time to hike out. Wish I could hang out overnight, but back to work tomorrow. Let's hit it. Well guys, I don't know quite what you call this. I guess just tagging along for a little woods therapy. Didn't really accomplish anything today. Didn't practice a whole lot in the way of skills. Just needed to get out in the woods, even if it was just for a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I've got reviews that I need to get done, and I'll get to them as the weather stabilizes and everyone in my family gets better. Start getting back out and getting some of that stuff done. Still writing for American Survival Guide. Working on getting my foot in the door with a couple other magazines, so we'll see how that pans out. Looking forward to good things this year. So anyway, quit rambling, keep walking. Thanks for coming along. See you guys in a little bit. All right guys, headed back down the mountain and today's little mini adventure. Felt good to get out. Wasn't long enough, but in another sense it was. At least I got out for a little while. It felt pretty good. Always helps to clear the head, regain a little perspective on things. So if you find yourself with, an hour or 2, 3, whatever, just get outside, even if it's just a little local park. Go do it. You'll feel better. All right. I'd look at the camera like a professional YouTuber and wave, but I'm gonna keep my eyes on the road. So until next time, guys. See you later. Stay outside.